All right, y'all. Thank you for joining for another edition of our Sunday night show, The Whoabouts, with myself, Doc Freeman, and Jasper the Filmie. We're going to take a couple of seconds and we're going to get set up, work around some of these sound issues that we're having. Give us about 1 to 2 minutes. Be right back.
All right.
All right, that's what I'm talking about, man. With the plan, let's see what it does here, man. You know,
Yes, sir.
it's a whole fresh new week. There's a couple of things that I wanted to jump into myself. But yeah, it's not all about me. That's why the show's called The Whoabouts, because we just figured it would be cool to just give it a name, something out of random, something that pretty much nobody else is using. But we're not recreating the wheel here. We talk about things like film, TV, music, gaming, just, pretty much things that we like, and we're looking to connect with people out there that enjoy the same things, that may be on similar, maybe asimilar missions or journeys. And without further ado, I want to introduce my co-host, Jasper the Filmie. Jasper,
Hey.
what's up, bro?
What's up, fam? What you got going on, man?
Hey, man, you know what? It's another day, man. It's another day. Thankful
Facts.
for having air in my lungs. 4 walls, a roof, my family. Good to go over here, man.
Most definitely, man. That sounds good, man. That's what we got to do. We got to be grateful for the things that we have going on right now, man.
Absolutely. If you excuse me 1 second, I gotta grab this right here. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Oh, man.
wait a minute.
Wow. Yeah.
Wait a minute. There we go. Yes, sir. What were you saying?
Yeah, you just kind of got up. I didn't know if your Sunday dinner was talking to you at the moment, man. I was about to say, yeah, Doc had a moment of the run, so we had to make do with what we had there.
Hey, man. You know what? We're still gonna get it one way or another. And yeah, man. On the screen, for those that are watching, that's one of the previous interviews that we had. That was Avrex, Gangstar Foundation. Him and Crumb Snatcher right now, they have a track out now called Pray for My Enemies. Super dope. Check that out. But yeah, let's get back to the fellas here. Hold on 1 second, Jasper. What is going on here?
Uh-oh.
So let's talk about that. So excuse me. So during this whole period where we're doing everything virtually, have you found more workarounds? Let's look at it as a positive aspect. Have you found more workarounds than you've actually had issues, with your equipment, software, etc.?
Well, man, what's interesting is you, in this period of time, you kind of just have to have that mind of being creative completely, because it seems like sometimes the things that you get used to using, or you get accustomed to just kind of adding into your profile, either is not working or just doesn't fit into the lifestyle of COVID. So like for me, I've been kind of fortunate now to just kind of I guess be in the mindset of always working around things that can make things difficult, so like for even like right now, like I'm using a pair of headphones that I got on a pretty good deal from Amazon, and most of the videos that I do now are all shot pretty much from the same device or from the same camera and stuff. Like this mic is actually, I'm working on a video for this mic right now. I'm gonna drop it this week on my YouTube channel. It was one that Fifi provided to me. So you just gotta be in that mindset of being creative, for the most part.
Nice, man. Nice. Yeah, you've been doing a really good job on your presentation and everything. Jasper the Mayor, y'all. Jasper the Mayor. Listen, these products and a lot of this stuff doesn't come cheap. And what you do, you put a good you put a good place of reference for people to come and see how to do their startups and everything. You give them gems worth of knowledge, and shout out to you for that, man.
Thanks, fam. Definitely. Hey, at the end of the day, man, this world of creatives needs to just have more people that's giving more than taking.
Right. And there's an interesting segue that I wanted to go and off of that. There's a brother out of actually in your area in DC.
Okay.
So check this out. This brother's name is Marcus Bullock.
All right.
And he has an app. He has a whole platform called Flickshop. FLIKSHOP. Cool thing about Flickshop is, it was created through the whole energy of understanding recidivism. The recidivism rate when it comes to African American men, and one of the things that's gold to people while they're behind bars, as reading a historian and everything, is being able to get mail. Mail is like a fresh $100 bill that your grandfather, your uncle, whoever just stuffs in your pocket like, here, take that. The cool thing about this app is that you can send a note or a postcard rather, and you can attach stuff like pictures. You can add stuff like emojis. Takes like 3 to 5 business days, and the cool thing about this is they handle the fees as far as shipping, like postage and shipping, which is really cool. His I believe it's his mother that works with him, because she's the one that inspired the whole thing. She vowed to send him the whole 8 years that he was in, a letter every day and a picture attached to it. She did that. They took that vision, and now they're helping open the communication lines and help people that want to communicate with their friends or their loved ones behind bars. So big shout out to them.
Definitely, man. That's actually a pretty interesting cause for the most part. I think that goes back to what we were just saying. You got to be able to create things that will give back.
Right. Absolutely. And again, touching on recreating the wheel itself, just that term. There's so many things out here we can do. Yeah. You hear about the recidivism rate when it comes to us and likely people. That this is something that seems probably really small to most, but he was in there. He was able to actually touch, feel, understand, and see something that he could actually reach back. Yeah. Somewhere where he probably, who knows what he was going through in there. But I know it wasn't something that I know he didn't want to be there, and nobody does. So that communication, man, that's gold, man. Yeah. That's gold. If we have purposeful communication, I think that's probably one of our best currencies.
Most definitely. I mean, and then the reality is technology, is out there to support stuff like this. Right. The ability to download stuff onto your phone is, probably one of the biggest assets for anybody that may have a family member that's incarcerated, because back in the day, just it's no secret we all have had family somewhere that's been in those situations. Back in the day, if you wanted to do those things, you had to go to certain locations to do those things.
Right.
And there was a process that you had to go through to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I mean, and it still didn't remove the fact that the person may not get what you're trying to send to them.
Yeah.
So, big ups to him. I think it's definitely a needed cause.
Yeah. Another cool thing about this too, it works with all correctional facilities, federal, state, local municipalities, which of course some people would say county, but still, if you need to get some communication to somebody or they need to get it to you, that's perfect. That's perfect. So, I got to bring this up. I know it's probably going to be cliche at this point. The memes, they've been killing the memes. The internet is ruthless, man. So did you get to see any of those fights?
Oh man, well, first, I mean, even if I didn't see those fights, seeing people laid out on the floor tells me everything I need to know about how they went.
Oh man.
I mean, but yeah, I definitely did see, the fights for sure. This day and age is a really interesting time, man. Like back in the day, pay-per-view fights was the beginning and the end. Now social media and the internet makes it where, really pay-per-view isn't what it used to be. Whenever people want to see those big main event fights, man. You know what interested me the most?
What's that?
It was a little thing, but it was a big thing that, during the Tyson, Jones fight, one of the biggest advertisers was Weed Maps. Did you notice that?
Yes, I did.
Yo, that
and I've been hearing about them for a while too.
And so like that really caught my eye, man, because I'm like, wow, Weed Maps is paying some money to get placement here, man. So that just comes to show you the times and days that we live in, for sure, man.
They know what time it is, man. I believe 9 states have already legalized. Which,
yes, sir. It's getting there. Yes, sir.
The beginning of January, there's going to be some hefty legislation being passed. Hopefully for those reaching back to what we're talking about the recidivism rate and whatnot, because there's a lot of people locked up for doing the same thing that people are trying to make money for now.
Yeah, right.
How do you do that?
Yeah,
it's just like the whole thing where like some of your elders would just be like, just because I said so.
Right.
What the fuck does that even mean? Like,
nah, bro.
We can't do that here. People's lives have been ruined because of this, and even if they do get the pass, even if they do get their record expunged and stuff, depending on if they plan on doing something besides getting in the cannabis industry or their own entrepreneurial whatever it is that they do, I mean, they're still gonna have challenges. These folks still gonna have challenges, but we're gonna look to the hopefuls, man. There's a lot of companies out there. Planet 13 out of Vegas, I heard that they're opening up. I think they're gonna put a spot in somewhere in California. I'm not even going to try to sit here and lie to you like I know California like that.
Okay.
I passed through on a plane, and that's about it.
Yeah, you done more than I have. I haven't even been out on that side, man. And after looking at the cost of apartments out there, it's not gonna be a place where I will probably lay my hat down to live for sure, man. You seen how expensive apartments are going for it in LA, man. Yo, it's no flying joke. Like, I was looking at apartments, studio apartments. This is just basically a place you walk in, and the kitchen is a sink and a little stove, and your bed is in the living room.
It's an efficiency, man.
It's an efficiency. I'm looking at prices that are starting off at like $3,400 and $3,500 just for that.
Yeah, nah, man, no, thank you.
Yes, sir. That's a no bueno, man. It's not gonna fly, and I'm in the film industry working in it, and getting gigs and stuff like that. But hey, big ups to those people that are living out there. But this brother right here, we'll do remote work,
Nah, I heard that.
in temporary projects if you need me to be out there. But until then, that's that, man.
So speaking of remote work too, I think there's going to be a lot of jobs that robotics and automation, unfortunately, are probably going to fill in where some able-bodied and able-minded individuals could fill those spots. But there's going to be other stuff opening up. I dare go too far on this, but from what I'm hearing, I seen something on the internet. I don't want to pull it up right now because I don't know anything about the rights or anything. But there was this huge assembly. It was a 3D printer assembly, and it was printing out concrete. So you know where I'm getting at.
Yeah,
they were building a house with a 3D printer. It says that it took 8 hours tops, but I believe 5 hours on average just to build one.
Yeah, that sounds a little bit like. So there's a documentary on YouTube right now. It's showing the process of building the habitable lodges that are going to be placed onto the moon and on Mars. You've heard me before in the past, and I know I sound crazy, but somehow, but those things somehow or another, man, I really do get fascinated from space travel and space flight, man. I don't know why. It's just something that just wakes something inside of me up. But anyway, make a long story short, there's a documentary on YouTube right now showing these two companies that are actually competing for a bid with NASA and other international flying outlets out there on building lodges for interstellar travel for these planets. And they're actually using 3D printers. They actually are making like one of the actual layouts for the house or the lodge looks like a big cylindrical looking pipe, so to speak. It looks like it's like a jug that you would put your water in. It's rounded and stuff, and then it has like a little top dome on the top of it, and it's all made from 3D printers. So that is an example there of just the advancements that the future is going to bring and is going to come. Because if you think about it, like if we ever do make it out there, they're projecting that we'll be there by the early 2030s. But if we ever do make it out there, the argument is that you can't, get concrete trucks to fly out to the Mars and into the moon to lay concrete and build these buildings. So you need 3D printers and other things, so.
I'm pretty sure that that the materials won't be the issue.
Yeah.
Maybe because who knows? Maybe there might be some mining missions. I don't have access to that, so I'm not sure what the
well, neither do I. This is
what the structure of any of that stuff is,
right.
Man. I just seen a whole lot of science fiction and stuff like that bugs me out. Like if I seen something that actually fell to the earth, I wouldn't go close to it because if kids are watching this from home, don't ever try that. There's a few things. Heat and radiation can be two of the same things at the same time. It can be extremely cold, where any extreme temperature can be damaging. And who knows what type of neurological effects it can have also with the radiation as well and how concentrated it is. So
you also got to think about too just the foreign pathogens and other bacteria that could be attached to something that's coming from from out there, wherever that is. I mean, we just don't know. Like we see the old fashioned movies about mutation and these funky looking things that are coming from there, but there actually is somewhat of a reality to that because we don't know what could happen to even us, like literally what we can become when we're out there at long periods of time, and what can kind of be bred inside of us. It's like that old Mars movie where the little beings was growing inside of that human body, and then it got big and exploded, and then they became.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
I'm trying to think of it. It wasn't a good movie at all. It really sucked, but it was a.
Was it the one with Ice Cube?
I don't know if it was the one with Ice Cube. This was like the movie. It came out like It came out in the early 2000s. I do know that, and this was like kind of like a Rescue to Mars type film, and they went out to Mars to rescue like these people that were like in a base in the Mars planet. And to make a long story short, everybody was dead, but they found out that the aliens was actually like growing inside of the people and like blowing up on it. It was just it's a sad film. It really just sucked. I mean, and then you gotta love, I mean, and it's no disrespect to filmmakers that don't do a good job in films, because it takes a lot of work to put these films together, but at the same time you gotta laugh, you know, when you're seeing some of the crappy things that happens, like when you're seeing somebody fall, you know, off of a cliff or something, and all you see is just arms waving and yelling and arms waving and yelling. And the CGI is so bad to the point where they just have to cut the camera to a different shot, because you start to see literally the colors of the set ending when they're falling. It's like, yeah, this is a bad film, like, by far. But you know, hey, you know, there was somebody what's his name was in the film, actually, not Ice Cube. It was a model that was in the film that was pretty big in 2000s, I believe, or whatnot. But
was Tyra Banks?
Was it Tyra? I don't think it was Tyra, because Tyra, if it was Tyra, I would have remembered that, because she's hard.
You're gonna have me looking this up later, man. Yeah, definitely.
Definitely hard to forget. I don't think it was Tyra, man. It was somebody else, man. But yeah, we will have to return back to that one. We might have to actually talk about that film, because it was comically bad, you know.
You know, the crazy thing about with just the whole premise of that film, like how you said, I mean, before Aliens, you know, I have a bad habit of saying Aliens, because that's the one I grew up on. Mm-hmm. The first one, I was just like, it's not as exciting when I was younger, but
yeah,
it's the same thing, you know, an alien object or alien life form growing inside of someone, and then let me out. You know?
Yeah, just let me out of here, you know. It was pretty. And then what's crazy, there's this one scene where like the lady's in the bathroom. Mm-hmm. And this was just such a bad film. Like, the guy, like, apparently felt the alien inside of him, so he, I guess, thought that if he went to the bathroom, he might, I don't know, like, it's like, I mean, look, dude, if you feel something moving literally inside of your gut and your stomach is bulging out 2 feet,
that's not a tapeworm, my friend.
That's not tapeworm. No. That's not bad quesadillas. Mm-hmm. That's not bad juju. You got something going on that you just can't get out the intestine. Yeah, man. And then she screams. And you know what I hate is the lines. The lines that never make sense. Are you okay? Like, no. First off, why is he in the bathroom with you? That's the first problem. Second off, yeah, I'm sorry, Doc. We will have to go back to that. I'm sorry.
You gotta send that one over to me later. I love the reflect on movies where it's just like, at least you get some comedic value out of it, like Snakes on the Plane.
Yeah, definitely. Like, definitely. Like, it's
that's what made that movie hot, man. It was the comedic value of it.
Definitely. Well, then you got Sam Jackson cussing at everything, you know, for no reason.
He's like that uncle that just never lets off of your cousin. It's like, every time I come over here, you are getting your ass whooped every time, or like getting screamed at. Like, dude, I'm not coming over anymore.
Like, look, man, I know life sucked. I know Lakeview Terrace was the worst thing that ever happened in the world, but you gotta calm down, man. You gotta chill, like, yeah.
Now, Lakeview, there, I think there was with him playing someone that you know, I think we can all agree was undesirable in that role. I think it's just a different side of Sam Jackson. And I think it's necessary. The one young brother that plays Tyreek on Ghost,
Mm.
I think it's the Ghost Chronicles or something now. It used to be Power Book, excuse me.
Mm.
I think they were saying like how to the effect that he played the role so well that people weren't liking him and stuff like. And I think that's great
Yeah.
because if you get people to believe the role itself, they've invested time into not only your craft but just your performance itself. That's dope.
Yeah. Almost definitely. I mean, you got to dig from. My thing is like he did a good job playing those roles. He did, like, even in Django he played a good job in the role that he played in Django.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you got to dig somewhere to get that character out, and that's where it's like, in my mind, like, if that's what you got inside of you, man, you got some stuff going on. It's nothing. I mean, like Lakeview Terrace, like literally there was some parts where it's like only Sam Jackson could play that. You can't see nobody pulling out some of the stuff that he pulled out. So
I'm interested to know more about that. To speak to some actors. Actors do method acting. What have you, whatever. Because, I mean that's hard work one way or another. Especially if that was his first time doing a role like. Because
yeah.
I think the first two roles, might have even been just like his early roles. It was just like him playing more of, characters that most people would say would be undesirable. Like he played Gator in Jungle Fever, which was he was an addict. Him and Halle Berry. Who else? I think in School Days, he played one of the guys in the KFC that was giving the brothers a hard time. They were just like, y'all come over here, they'll mess up opportunities for jobs, do this, that, and the third with our women. You think you're smart. I'm thinking that it just came from experience, man. Like, think about that. Like, you could be sitting in the KFC. He could have thought about, I don't know who wrote that scene, but he could have been thinking about a time when he was going to school or just sitting in the booth somewhere and somebody saying that to somebody else.
Yeah.
You really don't have to do much for stuff to pop off in restaurants, which is kind of messed up, but it's life.
Actually,
you see all types of crazy stuff happen in fast food restaurants.
And regular, what's supposed to be franchise restaurants, man. There was this one time I was in a restaurant, man, and it was just a bad experience. Like, literally, these people come in trying to sell us brownies inside of a restaurant. Like, literally, who does that? Like, and this was in a good side of town. This wasn't and this was like in a Red Lobster, man. We're in there eating, and this couple comes in there with these brownies. Just, hey, you want to buy some brownies? Like, no. But yeah, you're right, man. Some bad stuff can go down in restaurants for some reason, man. I don't know how to really open that up, but yeah.
Yeah, folks that's typically doing that are just trying to hustle, like the cologne and perfume hustle, the incense hustle, and they may have fell on hard times, like the song from Baby Huey, man.
They may have, and I understand that, and I feel that, but this was, let's just put it this way, like this was a situation where it wasn't really that. I hear you on that, and I do agree with you. There are all those people that do, but this was a little weird. Like, this was
it was just like, yo, I got these brownies.
Yeah,
and
like,
just didn't say anything.
Right, I got these brownies.
Oh, okay. They didn't really sell it to you.
Yeah, it was just kind of unique, interesting experience. And then they
might have said in the car too, like, you know what, I'm so nice, I'm gonna go in this place where they have food and I'm gonna sell somebody some food. That's a pretty dope challenge. I mean, think about that. Like, that
actually, you got a good point there. That actually is a dope challenge. Hey, can you do that? Because I don't think I would have been able to do that. I wouldn't have had the guts to.
I mean, it's not like grabbing the that blue flower that Ra's al Ghul wanted Batman to go get. But it's still tough business because you're going up the gut, you're going against the grain, and it's a goal though. It's a goal. A lot of people who prepare food don't really I've never really been there eating like that though, man.
Mm.
You know, it's just like they say. You know, the cook never really eats like that. But I'll be damned. You know, if I'm barbecuing per se,
Mm.
I'm taking little pieces here and there.
Yeah.
You know, I may have my red stripe or my Guinness sitting there. You know, just grab a couple of morsels and just keep making the food. You know, you got to keep it going.
Yeah. Most
Keep it
definitely.
going. Speaking of that, Jasper, so I think we can come to a point where we can ask one of these questions. It's getting to our time, so I think I want to throw a question out there and throw a poll out there to the people that are going to check this out. With barbecuing, do you barbecue? When you do barbecue, will you barbecue if it has snowed outside or if it's snowing?
Mm. That's a good question. That's definitely a good question. If it's snowing, I know for me personally, I hate snow. Like literally, I know. Hey, like growing up as a young boy that used to shovel driveways as a side hustle, man. And
There you go.
you know that was my money maker. You know, and you know it was good money, but at the same time it built up a hatred towards the being cold. You know, to the like literally, I really dread that feeling of being cold much. You know, like especially when I lived in Florida for a little while, and I saw, you know, people were walking around in shorts and short sleeve shirts in December 23rd. It was like, yeah, I really am not digging that DC cold anymore. But
Yeah,
you know,
that's not the one, brother. Mm-mm.
so to be barbecuing when it's actually snowing, that would probably for me be a no bueno, because I don't like snow. You know, and that's just me. Now maybe if it was a thing. So this has happened to me before. There's been times where, like, you know, if it snowed for a long period of time and the power was out, like there was one time where it snowed so long and the power was out, and you know, we couldn't go to the stores, and we, you know, at the same time had stuff that was in the freezer that we didn't want to go bad neither. So we, you know, started up the grill with that charcoal and, you know, cooked
That's right.
and everything, hot dogs and everything else, you know, and that's where it's like, you know,
That's
wasn't
right.
too-
Throw
wasn't
it
too
on the
bad.
smoker, man. Throw it on the grill. Throw it
There
in the
you go.
smoker.
It wasn't too bad, you know, because at the same time you got heat, like, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, so that was a win-win, you know. But while the process of snowing is happening, I don't think I would, you know. But that's a good question. I would love to hear other people's feedback, you know. Hopefully somebody can leave some comments in the box on that and talk a little bit about that, because I would love to hear their thoughts on that.
There's some hardcore barbecuers out here. I mean, I think to your point, you know, as far as saving the food, like, you know, let's say if it was a brownout or a blackout or something, and they were like, we're not going to be able to get to you until 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah.
No, sir. I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna start the barbecue up, and then we're just gonna be ziploccing stuff and throw it in the cooler.
That's it, man. Like literally, like, and the thing is, even
Get a generator, you know.
Yeah, well, even in that situation, like, you know, when there was like snow, you know, on the ground and ice on the ground, we had coolers, you know, we had bags, you know, like literally that ice was, you know, what kept the food cool, you know. I mean, it wasn't a long-term thing, but it was a kind of a thing, like, especially when you live, like, and you would know this, you know, you live in New Jersey and you live in Philly, but like when you live in, you know, inner city, you know, that's where the plow trucks usually go through and take care of the main roads. But when you live in, you know, some of the side roads and everything else, it'll take a little minute, you know, to get there. You know, because once those trucks come, then that's when the electric people can come through and get the lights and gas and everything else back in order. You know, with gas isn't really effective, but the electric, you know, electricity would be effective for that matter. But yeah, man, I mean, pop out that grill, get some food going, man.
Yeah, I think, you know what, I think that's a good question that you know, I'm gonna have to throw a poll up to see what people think about that, because I think I'm gonna be doing some barbecuing this winter. Seriously, like because certain food just tastes better that way.
Yeah,
Um,
healthier too.
and right, and that's my domain anyway. I
Yeah.
stay out of the kitchen. I get on the grill. I can do work in there, but it's nothing to write home about. Do the basics. I'm pretty good with the spices and stuff, and marinating veggies or meats, depending if it's just gonna be like a meatless dish or what have you. 'Cause there's a lot of good stuff out there too. Like I was thinking about like one thing like jackfruit. Have you ever had jackfruit?
I don't think I've had jackfruit.
So if you got a Trader Joe's near you, I believe you can get it where it's like curry jackfruit. It's really good.
Really?
It's really good, and it's one of those meals. It's kind of like a microwave dinner, but it's really not because these are like more cultured and like more hearty dishes that you can just throw either in the oven or in the microwave or the microwave oven and just keep going. Like basmati rice and all this different stuff. Yeah. But yeah, man. We went on talking about food for a good minute there.
Got me actually thinking about food now. That's the sad part. Like,
Yeah, I'm definitely hungry, man.
yeah, man. Why does that happen when we talk about food? We get hungry. That's crazy.
I'm gonna try to be good since as late as it is here. Oh, special shout out to everybody internationally that's been listening to us as far as on Anchor. They have been watching on YouTube as well. Listening to music from yours truly all over the world. Thank you and thank you again. I didn't. Everybody was posting the Spotify numbers and stuff like that. I may get around to it. I've really been falling back off social media for a little bit. Just trying to spend time with family, and I'm gonna get to it. But while we have this here, just wanted to say a special thank you to everyone. People that supported in every type of way, yourself included, Jasper.
Thank you.
And here's the 2021, man. We're trying to bring it in strong, and just keep moving, man. Keep that momentum going. We don't want to get stuck, at the bottom of a valley like Sisyphus.
Definitely, man.
So that's all I really got. Got an instrumental album out, 7 joints. Gonna drop another one that is gonna be just for the public, just free joints. Pick that up soon. I'll give a date soon, but it's gonna be tracks that I'm doing off Late Night Inspiration. That way, if everyone that's interested is taking a look in that can see it. Maybe be like, oh, you're working on that right now. I want to jump on that. All right, cool. So the process is you want to go to the DocFreemanshow.beatstars.com. Yeah, I know I got to get a new domain name. I got a couple of them. I'm just trying to see which one works at the moment. Sign up for the email list, or you can just go directly to BeatStars and just look up Doc Freeman. And there's a couple on there right now. And this is new news to you, Jasper. There's a couple up there now that are free downloads. You just got to leave your email.
Nice.
And with that, I'm going to pass the mic over to Jasper.
Nice, man. Well, like I said, on my end, the main thing that's coming up in my week this week is my review on this microphone for sure, man. So that will be probably dropping on Friday for sure. That's the day that I dedicate to my equipment reviews and creative gear. So, just definitely stay tuned for that. And of course, I got my Jingle Jangle review coming out tomorrow for Filmie Mondays. That's nice. What I'm gonna start calling these Monday reviews, Filmie Mondays. So literally at 9:45 Eastern, you'll be able to see it on YouTube. and you could either join in the chat or you can just catch it. It'll be up on Monday for sure.
Nice, nice, nice. Hey, and on the way out too, make sure you go ahead and plug your Thursday.
Yeah, talent. You know what's crazy?
Thursday show
I always
too.
forget Talent Talk Thursdays, man. But it's actually a big deal, man. And it's been growing pretty well, man. So Thursday, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Instagram, Jasper the Filmie profile. You'll get to hear from me and a growing, prominent member from the entertainment industry for the creative community of color. And you know what's interesting about this whole thing, Doc, is literally, you never ever don't want to sleep on somebody that's talented. Like literally, and
You don't want to sleep on anybody.
Yeah, you never want to sleep, man, because literally, like, something, like you could just throw out. It's almost like you throw out an email out like, hey, like I'm just talking, on Thursdays, if anybody has special skills in this, hit me up and let's go. And you'll never, you got hundreds of people that really do pretty well, that I think a lot of times get undercredited, sometimes, if not credited at all. There's no such thing as being undercredited. Either you're credited or you're not credited. But a lot of people, let's just put it this way. There's a lot of people in the entertainment industry that's not credited. You got, and it's the same thing in music. You got a lot of ghost writers out there. You got a lot of ghost producers out there. So I mean, so with that, man, this clan of young creatives that comes through, it's really special, man. And I think the biggest thing that I could take away from it is the character. Like literally, some people think about
Right.
The goal to become multi-Grammy winners and multi-millionaires and the next influencer and all that other jazz. And that's not a problem. If you work hard, you should earn what you duly deserve. But, when you start really working on your craft and you really start getting better at what you do, the real reward starts to become in what you do, so.
That's the chance we take. That's the leap of faith.
Yes, sir.
And with that, y'all, guess we'll both be back Thursday. Late night inspiration at 9 for me and 12 p.m. noon for you, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that works. And if you want to catch where you can catch us at, I'm going to pull this up right now. Yeah, I'm doing some magic, Jasper.
I see
I'm
that.
doing
Man.
some magic.
I see that. That's what I just said. Let me just sit back and play with the magic of Doc Freeman, man. Like, I see you, man.
Hey, that's our new channel ID for our show right there.
Nice.
And if you guys want to check us out, of course, it's Jasper the Filmie, and I am Doc Freeman. Or you can just look up TDFS Presents. Man, we'll see y'all next time, man. I gotta get some food. You got me in here talking about food, Jasper.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something too, man. I actually started to order